not date a man who cannot answer these two questions to your satisfaction. Or God forbid, have children with this man. About a year ago, I saw a TikTok of this woman saying that she would be terrified if something happened to her because her husband would never, ever know how to take care of their children, his children too, without her. And she thought the video was all fun, cutesy, haha, hee hee, because there were women in the comments being like, girl, me too. I could never leave my husband alone with our children. But it got me thinking, how many men actually want the responsibility of raising children? They don't want to just be a dad. They want to raise children. And it got me thinking, do I know any men that are single fathers by choice? Like, I know plenty of women who have chosen to have kids, whether through surrogacy, through adoption, but I don't know any men that are single fathers by choice. So I came up with these two questions that I think have completely revolutionized my dating life and my friends' dating lives. The first being, if you knew in advance for any number of reasons that you would end up being a single parent, would you still choose to have children? The second one being, and use this one on men who tell you they can't wait to be a father, it's their life's goal, would you still choose to have children if you never met the right person for you? And I know there's going to be women in the comments who are like, well, I wouldn't choose to have children if I knew my partner was going to be there to help me raise them. That's great for you, but I've asked a lot of women this, and they've all said, well, mostly said, yes, I would still choose to be a parent. Yes, I would still have kids if I never met my person. And I have never had a single man say that he would. Do with that information what you will, ladies.
I don't believe I heard you correctly.
Alright fam, I gotta take this queen's rants in order, and I think it is only fair to start off with the most obvious of all of it. Colleen, have you looked at the mirror? I mean, you are post-wall and then some. Why questioning men about wanting to have children and if they're gonna end up single parents? How does that affect you? If you try to have a kid now, it's medically categorized as a geriatric pregnancy, so I don't see the point to that. Now, let's address your first question. If you knew you would end up a single parent, would you still have children? Is this a joke, queen? Seriously? I mean, maybe it's not evident to you, but it's evident to men. Hey, you know what? I get married and I have kids. There's a 50% chance I'm going to end up a single parent because you femme fatales put in for divorce 70% plus of the time. So I don't know why this is so shocking to you, because guys are like, yeah, we're practicing yes to that the moment we have kids. Like it's almost built into the deal, isn't it? Now, Colleen, I got to say, your second question is even more ridiculous to men than your first question. I mean, how do you think you revolutionized everything when you're asking, would you still have children if you never met the right person for you? I'm pretty sure that most of my male viewers are gonna be like, huh? Are you serious? Listen, lady, maybe you didn't catch this in school. Men in the US, or the West in general, don't have reproductive rights. In other words, they can have a one-night stand with a woman that it was meant to have a one-night stand only. There's a tear in the condom and oops, bam. Now she obligated that man to be a father, even if he didn't want to have a long-term relationship with her. Simply put, men don't get a choice in that. So when you ask them, would you choose? They're just going to look at you and say, I don't get to choose, lady. I don't understand the purpose of the question when I do not have the option. I mean, queen, if you want to revolutionize dating for women, why don't you do the following? Ask the woman if they have a one-night stand with a guy, would they obligate that guy to become a father completely against his will? Before we move on, I want to say thank you, fam, to all of my subscribers for supporting this channel. I truly appreciate all of you who leave comments, who like my videos, and share them on other social media platforms. I truly gotta say thanks, fam. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you decide to hit that subscribe button. Moving on!
So at this point, we've all seen the video of the girl saying that she gets the ick from men who order frappuccinos and everybody getting on her ass. If I ever saw a man order something from Starbucks off the secret menu, no. I think I would get the ick so hard it would. I would literally. I could be happily married for 10 years, multiple kids with a man. He tries to order off the secret menu at Starbucks in front of me. Divorce. I'm leaving you. Can you order a drink in real life and cut this out, please? You should not have to pull up a Reddit thread to order at Starbucks. That's crazy. Matter of fact, you know what? Men shouldn't even know what a secret menu is. Can you imagine working at Starbucks and some grown man comes up to you and is like, yeah, can I just get this? This is on the secret menu. I'd go to jail. I would go to jail. You can have your little frappuccino, I guess, but let it be one that actually exists. No the secret menu bullshit.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Alright, they're hypothetical. Let me see. This woman starts dating a guy and then says to the guy, hey, you know what? Communication is very important to me. In fact, women want you men to express your emotions more. I mean, talk to me. Tell me a secret or something about you so we can grow closer. And then the guy says, hey, you know what? I sometimes order the Twix Frappuccino off the secret Starbucks menu. And then, as expected, her attraction to you drops down to 0. I'm sorry, ladies. I just find it fascinating how all of you love to lay out these double standards for men. I mean, you tell a man that you want them to be more emotional and open up, but at the same time, you believe that you know how to define a man and masculinity when you have no clue. And you're willing to drop a guy over something as simple as ordering some frou-frou frickin' drink. Not that I disagree with it, but I mean, the way I see it, the guy can order whatever the hell he wants from his secret menu. I don't care what's on there. I just find it hilarious how you queens are the first ones to complain about men not opening up, while at the same time are the first ones to dump a guy the moment he opens up and does something that gives you the ick. How about this compromise, Colleen? The guy will never order from the Starbucks secret menu only if, when you go into Starbucks and you order your iced latte or whatever you're going to order, instead of putting your name down, when they call you out to pick up your drink, you put down your body count number. Moving on.
I've gone through the friends to lovers arc a few times in my life, and I am surprised that we're not talking about the real reason why these men will treat these girls that they're friends with basically like a girlfriend without the romance or intimacy and just refuse to commit to them. These are men that see the women that they are treating like this as women that they want to be in close proximity with. They value their intellect. They feel challenged by them. These women are inherently teaching these men how to be better men. And these men know they are not worthy of this woman. They know these people are way out of their league. They know they don't deserve them, but they still want to keep them in their orbit because they make these men feel better about themselves. Here's the catch. These men were to then commit to these women that they see as great friends, and again, that they value, they would be constantly reminded about how they're not worthy. They will be constantly reminded about their shortcomings, and they don't want that. They would rather exploit these friendships to gain all this knowledge, to gain that validation, to feel good about themselves, than to actually commit to them and create an actual partnership and a mutually beneficial relationship. Because right now it's these women basically leading these men, teaching these men, giving these men emotional labor, basically being a girlfriend to these men, with these men just tapping into them whenever it's convenient for them, but not committing to them because they know they are not worthy. And I have just seen one too many women get upset and feel rejected and feel like they're missing something. And I always remind my friends who've gone through this, because I've been through it, it's because these men just literally know you are better than them. And they would rather keep you as a friend because they get to still be in your world, and they still get to feel good about themselves because they get to be like, well, she still considers me a friend. I still get to experience parts of her life, but I get to do it on my own terms without always feeling bad about myself. And it's not an excuse, and we shouldn't tolerate it. But I think it really contextualizes why a lot of these instances happen. It's their loss. We don't want to fuck with that. That is literally them being cowards and being unable to actually want to grow and then be one day good enough for you. Instead, they want to cower away and still have the easy way out while tapping into you again when it's convenient.
What the hell you say?
OMG, I can't believe this Colleen is having a meltdown. Now, this video is pretty special, and I'm going to explain why. I am 90% confident that my more experienced viewers who are on here have already figured out and already know what I'm about to say after seeing this video. For my younger viewers, let me put you onto some game here. You see, the reason this Colleen is freaking out and keeps saying that, oh, guys who are in friendships with women and grew and all that stuff, and they took advantage of women and now they can't commit. No. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is very simple. You see, this girl and other women like her kept guys in the friend zone for a long time as a backup plan. That's what happened. As she said, she did the friendship transition to a relationship. In other words, she was in another relationship. It probably already happened or happened recently. And she tried to transition from that relationship into the friend to get a relationship out of that guy. So then she started shacking up with a friend that she kept on her backup bench. And what the guy did, he did what he had been waiting for years. Sure, I'm going to give you a master tour of Pound Town. Took her home, power drived her through the mattress, and basically treated her like a rental car. And she's upset that he didn't purchase. He just returned it to the rental company. Here you go. Bam. I'm staying single. I mean, we're FWBs at best now. I'm not going to commit to you. Why should I? And this is why she's coping with the, oh, I built you up. I did this and that. Yeah, sure. Female friends build up their friends. Oh, let me guess. He owes you everything. The man that he became, which you didn't go through the experience, the money that he made that you didn't earn, everything that he has, he owes it to you somehow. And you're just giving a warning because, oh, he knows he doesn't deserve me. That's a major cope. I mean, Colleen, if he doesn't deserve you, why are you complaining? Just let it go, keep on going, and to the next one. But that's not what happened. What happened was you were sure that he was going to slide in, to become your backup. And then you found out, oh no, he's been in the friend zone so long, he's been RP'd. He acted like your normal Chad. He cracked my taco, left a sour cream deposit, and didn't want anything else with me. All I can say is, welcome to dating on a harder settings, Colleen, because it's going to happen more often than not. Moving on.
Dating in 2025 is hard as it is, right? Little bit of context. I just turned 47 years old. I had bariatric surgery back in 2023. Speaking about that, in 2024, I decided to go back into the dating scene, and I was down, like, I will say 50, 60, the most 70 pounds. When I had the bariatric surgery, I was 340 something pounds, 348 to be exact. Today, I weigh 195 at my doctor's office. I had a follow-up, right? But April 17 this year, 2025, I had the first reconstruction surgery after the bariatric surgery, right? And I was dating this guy on and off, like on and, he travels a lot. And, it was a convenience dating him because, he was not on my case all the time, because he travels a lot for work, especially internationally. He's a tall chocolate man. He's 6'4", almost 6'5", an engineer, also make good money. I have the greatest culinary experiences with him, because every time that he will take me on a date, he will take me out to eat something, it is what it is. And so tell me why this guy been ignoring me for the past couple of weeks, and I didn't know what was going on, because really I've been recovering from the tummy tuck that I just got done April 17. I got a panniculectomy and a full tummy tuck, right? Explain to me that he only said we cannot date anymore because you are not plus size anymore. Mind you, I still 195. So how many men are out there doing the same thing? Stop dating the woman that they're with just because they're not big enough. Make it make sense. I'm confused.
Okay, my plus size Cohen, or I should say plus size Cohen. Starting off, I would venture to say the reason that he probably cut you off is because you take for frickin' ever to make a frickin' point. I mean, I was pulling my hairs out, practically yelling at my screen here, get to the frickin' point, Cohen! But anyway, let me explain to you what happened here. Okay, first of all, you said that this guy was an engineer, he's a tall guy, chocolate whatever, and you have been dating on and off, and it was convenient, and he travels a lot. All right, first of all, off rip, he's an HVM, and you were never the main. I'm assuming that he viewed you as like a little specialty fetish that he had. It's possible it's a permanent thing that he has, or he was probably going through a phase. What I mean by that is, number one, you were a chubby, short Latina with some sizable fun bags in the front. And he figured, you know what? I could take her out, show her a good time, she'll be highly impressed, and I could do whatever I want with her. He just did a bunch of gymnastics with you, twisted and turned you as much as he could, had fun with you for as long as he wanted to, and then it ran its course, and he figured, you know what? I'm done here. He probably already had your replacement lined up, and he just decided, okay, I'm going to cut this one off because I'm going to continue with this other one. Now, telling you that he cut you off because you were no longer plus size, even though you obviously still are plus size, that's a little bit tricky for me to say exactly what happened there, because it can go one of two ways. Either A, he could have just been using that as an excuse to cut you off, or B, maybe he actually is a chubby chaser, and that's why he cut you off. I would venture to say A is the more likely one. I mean, don't get it twisted, Cohen. You were a soft target, and he definitely alpha whittled the hell out of you. I would also venture to say that now that you had this surgery and you've lost some weight, even though you're still big, and you had some reconstructive surgery, in your mind, you think that your value just went up. Especially after a guy like that, you think that you can land another guy like that. So basically, the next guy that comes around isn't going to last too long. Instead of cracking your skull over this whole thing, why don't you accept the fact that it is possible that you were just being fetishized? You were a fetish, a fantasy fulfillment maybe. You were there to do a couple of freaky things, and your usefulness has run its course. Now, I really would like you to prove this gorilla wrong. Why don't you go out there and try to find yourself another guy like him, an engineer or the equivalent, that tall, that good looking, that'll take you out and do everything. And get him to put a ring on it. I mean, this may come as a shock, sister, but I mean, you may have had the weight loss surgery, but guess what? There really isn't an operation that women have out there that I can guarantee they can lock down a man. Hell, you couldn't even lock down a situationship. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.